Your eyes do not deceive you. Do not fall off your chairs. We have spent over 300 million as we're back for season 18 with Hemel Hempstead Town. Let's see what we spent it on. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 156 and the start of season 18 from this FM22 One Club story from Hemel Hempstead Town with me, Daniel. Today is a momentous day for us, not only because we can start the season with a Community Shield victory, but because I have gone money crazy. And considering, most of you know, I'm very frugal and very tight budgeted with money, it will be a surprise to many of you. You can let me know down in the comments how many of you fell off your chairs, spilt your drink and whatever else. But we are back with over 300 million spent, even more than I said I was going to spend in the end of season review. And I'm hoping that the players we've got, maybe not this season, but as part of a 2-year plan, can help lead us to Champions League glory. Because that would be the beautiful way to finish this save. However, there are going to be some challenges along the way. We've got the usual spate of unhappy players throughout the transfer window. We've still got some difficult games coming up. And of course, we're going to be reliant on lucky draws, which the last 2 years with Real Madrid, we certainly haven't had. So if you're looking forward to seeing who's come into the club and who's gone out as well, because there have been a few, then please do put a thumbs up on it and subscribe down below for daily FM22 content. I think once you've seen the signings, you might want to keep up to date with this year. And of course, you can find yesterday's Viborg episode in the eye above too. That was an absolute cracker and I needed your help with a decision there. So come along and check that one out. All the other key links are up in the eye above and down in the description below. But a massive thank you for your support as always, as we go straight in to a busy summer transfer window at Hemel Hempstead. We're going to start with the players that have come in and out the club, because it's the blockbuster part. There's no denying it. And we start at the bottom right of the screen with what happened at the end of last season before the tick over. And it's a bit of a shame really, because if it hadn't been for the signings being done early, which is what we wanted to do, we would have had a lovely page showing how much we've spent, but as it is, that's not quite the case. But the main one that went out after the summer transfer window opened, very early in fact, was Case Striker. The reason he was the first one to go is because we knew we had a replacement. We knew that Dean Arthur's coming back from loan. He's just as good now. He's a wonder kid. So to make 25 million and then basically bring in a youth player you signed for 5 million a few years ago makes absolute sense, doesn't it? Really good servant for us. We did make a profit. He was about 20, wasn't he? £20 million, has played probably over 100 league games for the club, certainly nearly 200 in all competitions, but he's just not good enough now, and that is a really good sign for us. Leicester, again, the team spending big money on our players, so we've got to thank them for funding our ins in terms of transfers. And then if we go ahead to the start of this season, we'll worry about all the fees and that in a moment. The biggest one is Rodrigo Delgado. He was transfer listed by request. He wanted to go. We got PSG and Real Madrid up to 55 million and he's chosen to go to PSG. So joins Mailton there. Really good addition. Really solid player for us. 137 league appearances, but he wanted to go. So there was no harm in us selling him for a massive profit. Don't forget, we were worried about spending 20 million on him back in the day. Proved to be money well spent, didn't it? Was a very solid player for us at fullback. Further down the list, we've also got 26 million for Emiliano Rojas. He's gone to Borussia Dortmund following his last loan. And although he didn't quite reach the heights we expected, he's a very solid player, but isn't going to set the world alight. Maybe a bit like Arlan when he left the club. But the difference with this guy, if you remember, is he cost £19,500. Never played a league game for us, just a few in the cup. Had loads of different loan spells, Oxford, Zenit, Benfica, and then even one in Mexico last year. But what a profit. 26 million for someone we spent 20 grand on. His wages were paid by other clubs almost entirely throughout. It's a massive amount of income for a player in that category. And then going further down again, just under 3 million for Gudmund Urban-Jarsson. We actually bought him for less than $500,000 last summer, I think. We did. So it was a year ago, 450 grand. Played that first league game against Fulham because of the injury crisis, and we made a big profit. Again, fantastic business all around. You can also see some other big decisions we've made in terms of outs. Sasa Astrakovic has gone out on loan again, the striker. He's gone to Shakhtar. We'll probably have to sell him next summer if he doesn't step up. The same applies perhaps to Sinisa Obradovic, who we signed last January. He's gone to Benfica, basically our favourite feeder club at this point in the save. And Afeez Akbar has gone there as well. I'm hoping he can make the big step up because he's a wonderful young talent. And I feel next year he could be involved in the first team squad. Maybe for that big hurrah as we chase the Champions League title. David Wilson, another one that's just slowed down a bit now. He's gone out on loan to Lokomotiv. And I'm just trying to look out for any other stars in there. I don't think there's many big ones apart from that. A few others going on freeze. And then one that we signed on the summer going out on loan as well. But overall, really good summer transfer window for the Alps. We've not lost any superstars and we've got in very good money. But it's all about the ins. Yes, you can see the one little £5 million signing there. He's not the big part of the story. So we'll start with him. He's a backup goalkeeper. Number 3, in fact, and he is going out on loan. If he hasn't already, he has to Sunderland. 18 years of age. Brilliant young goalkeeper from Argentina, Boca Juniors. Got him for about £5 million. I'm hopeful with the John Moore situation still not resolved. He might be ready to step up to the first team next year. Had a brilliant debut with Sunderland in the Championship. If he plays a full season at that level and does well, no reason he can't be our cup keeper next year. We did lose out on that main keeper we looked at in the end of season review, Stokic. Can't remember who he went to, but he went for ludicrous sums of money. Let me go and have a quick look at him to show you. It was Newcastle he went to. Of course it was. 145 grand a week. And we just couldn't compete. We offered him near enough the same money, but they've made him a more important player. And apparently to him, that's more important than winning trophies. Would have been my number 1, so I don't really get it. But there we go. That is the deals that could have been done and the ones that have been done on the outs. But as well as the one little young keeper that comes in, there are blockbuster signings. Where has the other 300 million gone? Well, it's gone here, behind my head. You can see surnames but not first names, so don't worry, we'll take a good look at them in detail. First of all is the biggest one. £104 million, rising in guaranteed fees to 145. Gianni Gilby from Chelsea. Now, he is the striker that we've bought in, and the big reason that we've gone for him is that we couldn't really find that brilliant striker in terms of finishing. Fitz Rubeck is still the best I've found in the world at that, bar Ricker. But Gianni Gilby is electric. He's a wonder kid. He runs in behind. He's my type of player. And if we can improve the finishing just a bit, he's going to be a world beater. Looking at the top 20 strikers in the world that we've scouted anyway, none of them can finish bar 2 or 3. So this was the next best thing. Gianni Gilby, 12 for finishing, but we're working on it. It's improving already. But look at his ability. 21 years of age now. Pacey goal scorer. His goal rate at other clubs is better than the likes of Azoma when we sign them. He is virtually a 1-in-2 striker. He's quick, he's agile, he's balanced, he's brilliant off the ball, something we haven't always got in our team. And he's great in control of the ball too. So overall, he's a striker I'm looking at and thinking, even if he doesn't set the world alight and he just does all right, a bit like sort of Tyrese Ricketts, we'll probably make a profit. So I don't actually see this as much of a risk. I think he's a fabulous player. We're going to give him one hell of a go to be the superstar of this team. He's going to come in, be our star centre forward, and hopefully given time, he becomes the man. Last season, he played off a wide area, still got to double figures. The year before in the Championship, scored nearly 1 a game. Year before in League One, 1 in 2. And when he made his debut for Chelsea in the league, he scored off the bench. He's got pedigree. He's a better goal scorer at a younger age than some of our others. So maybe, in a different way, he'll be our next Mario Ricker. That's the one I pin my hopes on, but we have improved massively at the back as well. I'm not talking about Zach Moss, who was a youngster we bought in from City. He's gone on loan to Charlton, but as a free agent, seemed like one worth taking a punt on. Maybe improves the under-23s, maybe gets sold for a profit in the future. But the two big ones. We start with Giannis Davris. Centre-half I've been chasing for about a year. £77 million, and he will be our replacement for Ignacio Jura, who will not sign a new deal. So Davris comes in as a world-class centre-half, professional personality, 3.5 ability, 4.5 potential, better on the ball, better physically, less injury prone, 6'3" and a monster in the air, thinking of attacking set pieces as well, and mentally he's very solid. To me, he's an absolute superstar centre-half. 114 league games for Dortmund, comes in alongside Zaruk. he's going to be great. And he can even cover both fullbacks as well. So for me, Giannis Davris is going to be a gem. And that's the centre-half partnership that finishes this save. With Arthur and with Hanifan behind, I think that's the best we can do. Of course, the benefit with him as well, we've got his Greek teammate Stamatis who can help him settle in. But alongside him at the back, we've got a long-term target. We looked at 2 fullbacks we wanted to sign last year. We were nowhere near on the wage front. Well, this is the one where I've really gambled. Kevin Herver, we did get him for a bit less in the end, 75 million. But look at the wages. The first player at this club to earn 300,000 a week. The reason is, he's at his peak now. So I want to get a couple of years out of him, then sell him at 30. Because physically he's a monster. He should go into his mid-30s with that. Mentally, he's absolutely sensational for a fullback. Positioning's not the best, but going forward, he offers so much. And you can see the first touch, the dribbling, the crossing. Even as a winger if we want to change shape, or as a wing-back if we need a back 3. That man is going to be something spectacular. So Martin Klaas, those mistakes at the end of the year cost him. But if you take aside the wages, we've sold Delgado and got him for 20 million. I don't think that's that bad a deal. So there's our summer transfer work. 3 massive upgrades to the team. 3 big first teamers coming in. And we're not done on the outs either. Because if we go to the transfer centre, Manchester United have just come in for Ignacio Jura. 42.5 million in guaranteed money with a slight sell-on clause. For someone who's got 1 year on his deal and won't sign a new one. It's pretty good business to be fair. We signed him for 22.5, so we're basically doubling our money. And you can look just at him there and see that Davris is an upgrade. We are talking about a slightly different level of player. So really happy to be improving our first team. Jura's been a great servant, reached the 100 mark in terms of league appearances. But long term, we've got a better player in. And that I will make no complaints about. So let's have a look at the schedule and what that means for us overall. We've got a pretty tough start to the season. Arsenal, Southampton, Chelsea, all sides that are capable of causing a shock. But generally, the first 3 months, particularly looking at sort of October time, we should be getting off to a pretty good start. The issues come over the winter. United and Liverpool back-to-back in November. City and Spurs back-to-back in December. And Newcastle, after a few poor years, have really thrown the gauntlet down again. 64 million for Stokic, 200 million spent overall last year. There is a lot to say that they're going to be pushing for Europe this year. So maybe another one that can cause us some harm. So let's have a look at the dynamics where things are looking okay. But we've got a lot of unhappy players. I tried to get John Moore to reduce his wages. He's complaining about that. We've got a lot of players worried new people will take their positions. And a lot of others worried that they won't get new deals, which most of them have now been offered one. It's just wait until it ticks over. Murillo wants more playing time, and Srubeck, they're both going to be involved plenty. And Ignacio Jura, that one should end when he leaves. But the dynamics at the club are not ideal going into a big Community Shield final. Manchester City are our opponents. They came second in the league. Of course, we won the FA Cup as well, so they wouldn't have qualified otherwise. It's just because we got both. So let's go into the first game of the season. It's a strong squad, it's an improved squad, and some of the new young superstars have got a chance to deliver. Let's see what they can achieve on the big occasion. Back to Wembley, let's pick our 11. And here we go. Where possible, we've tried to leave a lot of the unhappier players out. So looking at the likes of Klaas and Jura who miss out on the squad, we've tried to, where possible, adhere to that. But it's not always been possible. The 2 midfielders, for example, we have offered Coronel a new deal. Stamatis rejected his. He had a weird outburst where he said, I want 225 grand a week to stay. I offered him it, and then he changed the goalpost. But there you go. You can automatically see, though, across the team, the star ratings, the ability has improved no end. Look at Gilby up front. Look at Herv and Davris, the left side of the defence. We get in there. But can we deliver today? We've gone for Mikel Murillo in goal, the younger man. He's going to take over at some point this year. Herv and Chauvin the fullbacks with Zaruk and Davris as centre-half. And Drecker, Coronel, Stamatis and Joe the midfield diamond. Gilby and Torres up front because Srubeck, again, a little unhappy. But we have gone as strong as possible. We really want to achieve a victory here. We've gone for the set-piece changes. We've got a couple of youngsters on the bench. Dean Arthur might get a game if we're doing well. But let's go and get into it. The Community Shield final at Wembley. This is massive for Hemel Hempstead's season. We've got to get off to a good start. And here we go with 2 changes for Manchester City, but that's from a friendly, so it's hard to judge. They've still got Jude Bellingham in season 18. They've got the big 6'6" centre-half in Davidson, who we want to watch out for. He was one of our targets in the summer. Jason Cross, a player we tried to sign years ago. And aside from Bellingham, it's not the oldest side in the world. They ran us very close in the league last year. Just 2 points separated us in the end. They're making a return to form. We're at our peak. Let's hope we come out on top today. I just want to see positive signs from the new first teamers. So in the second minute, we're back with a Manchester City corner into the front post to Davidson, who again is going to rise above most of this team. He heads over the bar. We get away with it. It's a good start for City. We've got to try and get on target. We've got to try and get a shot. We've got a pulled wrist for Kevin Herve, the new signing. That seems a little bit of an odd one. Not going to take him off just yet. Though he has got a knock, so we might have to be careful, because this isn't the be-all and end-all of the season. As Hodgson gives it to Cross, to Jezek. City well on form at the minute. They're right up for this one. Jezek again goes back to Hodgson and Bellingham. The one man with experience in the side. Back to Jezek again. Hodgson through. Zaruk intercepts. Gives it to Davris, the centre-half. Wide to Herve. Is that injury affecting him? Just a simple pass, so not too bad at the minute. Torres over to Gilby. He's in one-on-one. Gilby on debut. Dinks the keeper. And there you go. The finishing attribute is irrelevant. He was absolutely brilliant there. Completely composed. Put it away with aplomb. And the first shot on target goes in. City 0, Hemel Hempstead Town 1. And the new striker has given me something to get very excited about. And at half-time, that's how it remains. Only one shot on target, but who cares when you've got him taking it. Brilliant finish from Gilby. The fans deserve the trophy, and I'm going to have to take Herve off, aren't I? John Mellon will come on at left-back. Not ideal, but he will do the job for today. Probably should have put Class on the bench on reflection, but he's thrown his toys out the pram, so going to have to be patient. Into the second half we go, through the dressing room. We've got a chance here. Can we win the showpiece event? Can we get ourselves the perfect start to the season? Well, approaching the 65-minute mark, we've got a slight knock to Torres, who will probably come off. Some fatigue in the middle. Look at Coronel. Poor game. He's struggling. That, unfortunately, is probably the unhappiness. Collins and Joe likewise. We're going to have to make subs. I think we get 6 in this final. So we're going to go for, first and foremost, Coronel off. Alberto Vass on. I'm not sure what to do with the rest of the midfield, though. Do we go De Vita for Andreka? I'm going to have to put Vass number 10 or Louise. So which one's better suited to that role? I think it might be Louise going forward. Oh, he's not the best finisher in the world. So, Vass number 10, Louise on for Joe. We've got 2 subs left. Torres has to be one of them. He's going to be replaced by Vitz Srubeck. And then I'm going to bring on Dean Arthur later on in the game for his debut. 5 of the 6 subs made. Let them pay off. We have mustered a second and third shot on target, but yet again, it's been another awful final, which for the last year we sort of drifted away from, but we're back on it now. Davris is nervous towards the end of his debut, so Dean Arthur will get a run out as centre-half. He's been really good out on loan, and 5 million from Peterborough a couple of years ago. Starting to look an absolute steal now. He looks fantastic, he's developed well, and in this last 10 minutes, if he can see out the clean sheet, he becomes a hero and someone I know I can depend on throughout the season. We've got 5 minutes added on though, as Zaruk has it at the back. De Vita finds Louise and Srubeck. Holds the ball up well. We're not going to go time wasting or defensive or anything. I want to see how these lads handle the pressure in their natural game plan. Because this are the next best side in England according to last season. Stamatis puts through Vass. It's a lovely move. Wide at the post with a shot. I like the way Gilby dropped in and played the pass there. It was a really good sign. But unfortunately, we can't take it. It doesn't matter though. We win 1-0. I'm not sure if we've actually won the Community Shield before. I just remember us getting battered every time we play in it. As it is this time though, a 1-0 win, a clean sheet for the new defence, albeit an injury concern at left back. And the winner, the match winner, is Gianni Gilby, the new centre forward. A wonderful finish, and Hemel Hempstead Town lift the Community Shield. Not the biggest trophy we're going to compete for this year, but really positive signs on a debut of a few of these lads. Wonderful victory, wonderful performance. We did it boring. We made the game uneventful. That's all you can ask of a top team. Let's get through the post-match stuff. We're going to praise the lads for a very good start. Now on to the league season. This is going to be a big one. Let's go and see when we're next going to be back. I was right. It is a first Community Shield victory. We were runners-up on both the previous occasions when we'd been FA Cup winners. So a 1-0 victory is enough for that, and some historic moments too. Let's check Kevin Herv's injury first. 1 to 2 days, he'll be fine for the season. We lift the Community Shield, Gilby scores on debut, the medals are handed out, and we are now one of the top English managers because of our growing collection of silverware. That is a pretty impressive effort, and to tick over the line with a Community Shield, not bad at all. I mean, it must be worth at least 30 points for us to go from outside the top 10 up to 6th, 26 points clear of the man in 10th, Dom Revie. I'm looking ahead now and thinking, yes, the 3 at the top are virtually uncatchable, and we've got our other one from the head coach up in 2nd, but we should be able to catch Neil Bath and Bobby Robson. How's Neil Bath there? Not won a league title. Oh, he's won 2 Europa Leagues, so that's got him plenty of them. 3 FA Cups as well. Neil Bath, the interim manager at Chelsea. I mean, he's got the advantage of being there forever like we have. But he's done really well, to be fair to him. He's got himself up there. Chelsea no longer the force they once were, though. So we've led Hemel Hempstead to glory. We've got a big season to look forward to. And we've started it with the first trophy of the year for the first ever time. But I think what we're going to be back for is not long from now. I think we've done our transfer work in terms of the ins, but there might yet be a bit of drama in goal, and there might yet be a few more outs. So we are going to be back for the 3rd game of the season against Arsenal, the side that beat us on the penultimate day last year, that took the title race to the final day. And of course with it, transfer deadline day, a big moment for this football club as we try and balance the books, get players out, and try and get some tied down to new deals as well. So hopefully we can sort the dynamics for that one. We will have a Champions League group stage draw as part of that as well. If you're looking forward to it, you did enjoy us splashing the cash and winning a Community Shield, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know in the comments what you think of the new signings and how we're going to get on in all competitions this year. If you want to stay up to date and find out, then subscribe, turn that notification bell on, you won't miss a thing. We will be back with this one on Monday. Viborg's back tomorrow for a transfer special and new season as well. And of course we'll have our usual doubleheader on Sunday with the second part of our experiment and a new top 3 as well. Thank you for your support as always. All the links in the eye above or description down below. I'll put the top 3 playlist above my head now. Please do give it a try. And I'll see you back here at the start of next week for a big one on transfer deadline day.